What is going on, chat, man? We are back, and today we are reacting to The Fear of Michael Jordan Explained. This was highly anticipated and highly recommended. As you guys know, we've been reacting to Michael Jordan quite a bit on my channel. If you guys are new to my channel, you guys can go check that out. But, I'm really excited for this. I don't know what to expect, honestly. So, let's get straight into it. But, if you guys are new to my channel and you like old NBA content, man, hit the subscribe button, man. Join the crew. But with that being said, let's go. Yes, sir.
LeBron is universally respected and revered. MJ was feared. You know the difference.
The statute of limitations up.
So, Jordan was genuinely feared, and LeBron's just respected. That kind of makes sense. Okay.
I was terrified out there.
Were you really?
Yeah.
You were scared of MJ?
Yeah.
For how long? Right when you took the floor?
No, the whole game.
The one thing that I think that he was unlike any other player I've ever played against is that
Shaq was that scared. Like, he didn't do anything the whole time on the floor. Shaq is like 7'1". How?
there was a real fear playing against him. Like people, I've never seen like the league be kind of fearful of a player.
Kobe, not saying that you had to switch it up, but I didn't have that fear.
Yeah.
Mike would have, you better bring your game.
Oh, I mean, we was.
What? Hold on, we're only 30 seconds in, and Jordan is kind of like, he's kind of going crazy. They weren't even scared of Kobe. They were scared of Jordan. That is insane. And Kobe was like one of the big dogs, chat.
Just all scared of Jordan, so I mean that. When you show me against him, yeah, I get a little hot. His regular season average against the Pistons was 37.5.
Good grief.
And then some nights he would get hot, Q.
People were afraid of him. We were his teammates and we were afraid of him. And there was just fear.
Hold on. Jordan's teammates were afraid of him too. How does that make sense? I've never seen an NBA player like this much feared upon in my whole life, chat. Can you guys, give me some knowledge? I know Jordan's, universally the GOAT. I agreed to that. You guys can go check that out. But, like, how is he genuinely, like, feared? It's insane.
When I threw it to you, I just threw it to you.
I'm tackling an interesting topic that has more to do with the psychological side of basketball and less about the stats and the X's and O's.
Okay.
The quote, fear of Michael Jordan. You hear players from his era talk about it, you hear his fans brag about it, and you hear the NBA media preach about it. But what exactly is behind it? Why do so many people claim that they feared Michael Jordan as if he was going to cause them some sort of physical harm? After all he truly was just a basketball player. Well, I think the
it was like he's genuinely just a basketball player, but people are I feel like it's more to basketball. Like, people are just genuinely scared of Jordan, or just like I don't know. What?
Explanation involves a lot of surrounding context, but at the end of the day, the explanation isn't all that hard to understand once you understand that context. I've seen many younger fans on social media laugh at the idea that Jordan was feared. After all, several players stood up to him. For one, Reggie Miller fought him, Robert Parrish threatened him, and you could even argue that the Pistons bullied him. Michael Jordan was not the most.
That is crazy. That is genuinely crazy. There's only 3 people, basically, including the team, that really stood up to Michael Jordan his whole life. Like, people couldn't stand up to him. He's just a human, though. That's really crazy. This, your basketball aura can really change the whole fact of everything.
Most scary player in the sense that he would physically hurt you. If that was the case, then players like Ron Artest or Rick Mahorn would have all the stories about players fearing them. But you never hear that. In terms of his opponents, Michael was feared because of how he played when he was angry. There's a term in basketball that a mad player is a bad player, and this is usually a true statement, because when a player is mad, he's more prone to play recklessly and in a forceful manner. That will often result in playing with an emotional approach rather than a practical one. An angry player is more likely to ignore his training, and force his will on the court rather than responding
Facts.
to the opposition as is presented to him. This mad approach will usually result in more turnovers, more personal fouls, more technical fouls, and more missed shots. But for some reason, Michael Jordan was the exception to this rule. Not only was Michael not affected negatively during his anger, but it seemed to have the complete opposite effect, as he often appeared completely unstoppable when he
I feel like Jordan genuinely channeled his anger. Like, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I feel genuinely as if, he's angry, but he's calm angry. Like, he makes it into basketball, not like, fighting anger. Which, that's actually, I respect Jordan for that, genuinely. That's insane.
was triggered or challenged. The examples of such are basically endless. When Jeff Van Gundy called Jordan a con man, MJ responded by dropping 51 points on his Knicks.
What?
When Reggie Miller started trash-talking MJ, he dropped 40 points in the second half while shutting down Miller defensively.
Yeah,
When
see?
Kevin Garnett got in his ear, MJ lit him up in the fourth quarter. When Magic
I see, like, with Jordan, he can get mad or you can just annoy him and automatically 50, 40 points. I'm a big LeBron fan and I don't even see that out of LeBron. I don't know how Jordan genuinely does this. Time and time again. It's mind-blowing, actually, chat. Wow.
Johnson told him that he better turn into Air Jordan if they were going to win that USA scrimmage, MJ completely took over. When he was eliminated by the Orlando Magic in 1995, and Nick Anderson said that 45 isn't 23, MJ came back the next season and swept them. When the media said that Clyde Drexler was the better three-point shooter, Michael Jordan broke three-point records against Clyde Drexler. When the league selected Karl Malone as the MVP over him, MJ responded by hitting the game-winning shot to defeat Karl Malone.
Yeah, this definitely sums up Jordan. I feel like just never count him out. If you're counting out Jordan, oh my gosh, there's no reason for that. Now that I think about this, I feel like the whole GOAT conversation is different. Like, if Jordan was in today's game, he probably absolutely outshined LeBron just because of the GOAT debate, which is actually insane, because that's crazy to me.
When Dikembe Mutombo said that Jordan couldn't dunk on him, he proceeded to do just that. When someone said he couldn't dunk on someone bigger than Stockton, he proceeded to do just that. I could go on and on, but you get the point. Michael Jordan almost always got the one-up on his opponents. By responding with consistent excellence, he built up an intimidating reputation that he's one that should never be challenged ever. And that's where the fear comes in. If you're someone
Okay, that makes sense. Chat, on a scale of 1 to 10, how badly, like, do you think Jordan had fear upon players? Because I'm curious, based on what I'm hearing and the amount of times that he genuinely has proved the media or, an NBA player wrong, it's probably more than my fingers, like probably more than my fingers on my hand, which is actually crazy to me. It's just I've never seen a basketball player that had this much influence and this much like tactics on how he wins games, how he goes about things. It's genuinely shocking to me, chat.
who thinks you're familiar with Michael Jordan's career, then consider this. When was a time where someone challenged Jordan and MJ did not get the last laugh? I promise that you can't name many, if any. If Jordan didn't get the last laugh in half of the examples that I mentioned, then everything changes. As the saying goes, if you can make God bleed, then people will cease to believe in him. Now, I'm not trying to equate Jordan to God like Larry Bird once did, but what I'm doing is making the point that someone's perceived fear and reverence only goes as far as their consistent actions. Back then, angering Jordan meant that you were responsible for your team losing. It meant that you were getting
So if you anger Jordan, your coach will pull you aside and tell you you are the reason to why you lost. That is crazy. I can't even imagine that in the NBA today because I've never seen a player more dominant than Michael Jordan. And I'm Gen Z. This is absolutely insane.
destroyed defensively, and maybe the person backing you up is now seeing an opportunity to take some of your minutes. Angering Jordan meant that you were likely to be embarrassed in front of thousands, if not millions of people. That is fear-inducing for an NBA player. The fear was not that MJ would crush you physically, but it's that he would crush you mentally. But don't just take it from me, take it from these NBA legends, who learned this lesson the hard way and decided that they would never trash talk Jordan ever again, due to their fear of the consequences.
Did you ever do it again?
Never to Michael Jordan.
Never talk shit to Mike ever again in life. Well, obviously, I didn't say much to MJ the rest of the night.
That's
Right.
He make a shot, you say, good shot, Mike. You don't talk trash to him so he can go off for 60. You try to kill him with kindness. You don't try to talk trash to him.
Chat, we really gotta talk about this. Like, how does one person, he's a one-man army, genuinely striking fear into grown men that play basketball? Like, it's insane. Mentally he's dominating them. Physically he's just overly dominating them. No wonder people have Jordan as their GOAT. He's good at everything on the basketball court. Wow. But I appreciate you guys, for recommending me this video. This actually, taught me a lot. I feel like I know Jordan more. Like, I feel like, okay, now I can relate to this more, But, unfortunately, this is the end of the video, chat. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, man. And, recommend me some more stuff to react to. This was wonderful. But with that being said, I'll catch y'all next time. Yes, sir.